I think this trade agreement is vital. I mean, if I said this, the two most vociferous opponents of the trade agreement are Vladimir Putin and Xi, one of the most repressive leaders in the history of China. That in and of itself should tell you why this agreement is really important.
You know full well it's not just Vladimir Putin that opposes the TPP. It's your party's nominee, the Republican nominee, Donald Trump, and also Hillary Clinton says that she's not for it now. So why do you think you can do something with this president that the two people who want to be president oppose?
Because I'm an optimist and I know that facts matter, and I think the political heat that people get from supporting trade, and I've never been an ideological supporter of free trade. When I look at it over time, I think it's a good choice for America to be able to make sure that we can move our products around the world. I've been in the Republican Party all my adult lifetime. We've always been for openness and free trade. The fact
but that's changing.
Well, I mean, that's changing maybe with some, okay? But I'm not prepared to walk away from that. It's worth fighting over.
You are a governor of a major state sitting down with the Democratic president 2 months before an election. You're not worried about the political backlash from that?
Oh, I frankly, I welcome it.
You welcome a backlash?
I welcome the fact that people will criticize me for putting my country ahead of my party. It's time we start doing this in this country. We are not a parliamentary system, and we were never taught to hate people because they may be in a different political party. You know, when it comes to the president, he and I have a lot of disagreements, but there are areas where we can agree. And if I can become somebody in the front that leads an effort for people to hear this and say, you know what, maybe he's right. What would I do, shrink, go hide somewhere?
Trump points to his trade positions as one reason he'll win Ohio, that he disagrees with free trade.
I don't think that's what it'll turn on. And frankly, part of the problem that the Clinton campaign has is that there's literally no enthusiasm for Hillary Clinton. There just isn't right now. I don't know if it'll change, but that is her challenge.
You obviously are not endorsing Donald Trump. You have made that clear. But it's not just that. The Kasich machine, the people who have worked for you successfully to get out the vote for your races in Ohio, they're not helping Donald Trump. Is there concern that at the end of the day, if Donald Trump loses Ohio and loses the presidency, Republicans nationwide are going to turn to John Kasich and say, thanks a lot, and you're going to get blamed?
Yeah. Well, look, first of all, this vaunted Kasich machine, okay, that's not how you win elections. I mean, we're going to go and help people to get the vote out, obviously.
For Donald Trump?
And get Republicans out to vote, period. But I don't, first of all, control any machine.
I'm not saying you control the machine. You understand very well how to get people out to vote.
We want to reelect Senator Portman, and we want to reelect people down ticket. And frankly, you know, because
so you're going to be helping to get Republicans to the polls.
Yeah.
And if that means voting for Donald Trump, so be it.
Well, whatever they do, I wouldn't try to tell somebody. I don't get into an argument with somebody about how they ought to vote.
You've said you're not going to vote for Hillary Clinton.
I'm not voting for Hillary.
But have you decided yet what you're going to do when you go into that voting booth?
No, I'll let everybody know when. But I think my actions have spoken very loudly, louder than even my words.
Gary Johnson?
I haven't even gone there yet. It's a long way till Election Day.
So is it still possible that you could vote for Donald Trump?
Very unlikely.
Okay.
Too much water under the bridge.
What if Donald Trump wins? What if he becomes president?
Well, we'll see what happens if that happens.
What will John Kasich
Oh, I'll still be governor for a couple more years, and I'll still have my agenda. We have a very robust agenda in Ohio, and, you know, it depends what they're interested in.
Could you see yourself sitting in the Oval Office with the President Trump, just like you're going to be with President Obama?
Whoever is the president, if I can do something to help them in a constructive way and something I agree on, absolutely.